All right, let's talk a little bit more golf now. We bring in Rob Moss, who's the club pro out at Pepper Pike. He's off to the PGA Championship next year, but you're also the pride of Padua and Kent State University as well.
Thanks, Andy. Great to be with you tonight.
All right, I'm excited to talk a little golf with you. First of all, let's talk about Darren Clarke today, because that was such a great story. He was like the mailman delivering. It was rain, sleet, snow. They had everything but snow today at the British Open. He was able to maintain and stay consistent all day long today.
Yeah, it's a very cool story. I mean, Darren Clarke is so well liked on both tours, the European Tour and the U.S. Tour. He's really well liked around the world. And for him to come through at the age of 42 after so many close chances at majors, and like you said, the weather was such a factor this week. It seemed like they were putting on their rain gear and taking it off. And beginning of the day would start out with 25-mile-an-hour winds. By the end of the day, it was calm and sunny. So for him to prevail under such adverse conditions was great to see.
How about Phil Mickelson today? If you watched the beginning, you were like, wow, this guy is really roaring back. A phenomenal front nine, and then he hits 11 and lips out, and just everything kind of went downhill. I mean, it was a good run for him, but I thought it was going to be interesting when it was only one stroke advantage there towards the back nine.
He had a point there. You really thought it was Phil's day. He made 3 birdies and an eagle in his first 7 holes, and then had some good looks on 8 and 9, and he birdied 10 to get it to 6 under for the day. But you got to give it to Darren Clarke, too. He made eagle on 7 when Phil had caught him at 5 under, and then Phil had a good look on 11 there and ended up 3-putting and made bogey, and from there things just kind of went downhill. I think he might have pressed a little bit because Darren really didn't come back to him. Phil thought he had to make a few more birdies and obviously made a few mistakes coming in.
All right, Rob, let's talk about this week. You've got a huge week coming up at down in Medina. I mean, it's going to be fun, the Ohio State Open.
Sure. Yeah, we have the 88th MinutemenJobs.com Ohio State Open. It's going to be played the next 3 days at the country clubs of Fox Meadow and Weymouth. We're really excited to be down in the Medina area, and it should be a great week of golf. The weather's supposed to be very hot and humid. It's the top professionals and top amateurs in the state, you know, battling for the state championship. So we're looking forward to a great week.
This is, I mean, this is high quality golf if you're going to go out and watch it. And this is a move for you guys too now to go to Medina.
Sure, we've had the state open at Quail Hollow Golf and Resort the last few years. It has moved around over the last 15 or so years. It used to be down in Canton every year, but we've moved around to a few different venues. And this is a new venue down in Medina, and I think we have a 2-year deal there and see how it goes. But yeah, it's great. Spectators can come out and watch, and there'll be a lot of great golf played down there next few days.
Rob, can you talk about the camaraderie among the club pros and you know, we talk about Jimmy Hanlon a lot. Jimmy's a friend of the show as well. And how golf is on the rise here in Northeast Ohio, and especially how you guys approach teaching golf in the state of Ohio.
Sure. I'm part of the Northern Ohio PGA section here. I'm one of approximately 400 Class A PGA professionals in our area here that, you know, we hold many hats with our job. You know, we run golf events, you know, teach the rules of golf. We teach golf lessons. We merchandise golf shops. We are kind of the caretakers of the golf operations at our clubs. And there is a camaraderie among most of us. You know, we get along great, and you know, there's a competitive side to a lot of us. You know, we have a schedule from April, October where we play events every week and compete. But certainly we are there to promote the game of golf and to continue to really help others to enjoy the game more every time they come out to the golf course.
All right, you've got the PGA Championship coming up in Georgia next month. Yeah. Excited about that. This isn't your first trip to a PGA Championship. Can you talk about the level that things jump to when you turn around and you see all these great pros around you that you see every week that are on the tour?
Sure. You know, I'm fortunate. This will be my 3rd time to play in a PGA Championship in the last 6 years. And I did play professional golf for a while back in the 90s, but, you know, made it to what I consider a AAA level and just never broke through and got in the club business. And I've been a club professional for the last 11 years or so. And I got to tell you, I love what I do. The day-to-day operations at my club, at the Pepper Pike Club, the membership's wonderful. But to have this opportunity to play in such an elite professional golf tournament, I always say this, I wish all my peers would have this experience for 1 week, because I get to walk inside the ropes, I get to go all access wherever these you know, other players get to go, and to step out on the range and have the world-class players right next to you warming up is such a treat. But they are the best in the world, and I understand it, and it's 1 week for me to kind of live that dream and get a little taste of it. And I'm going to work hard at my game going into that event, but, you know, I don't put too much stock in how the results are. I'm there for the experience. There'll be 20 club professionals from around the country competing there, and, you know, my goal when I go there is I try to be the low club professional. If I can, you know, beat the other club professionals in the field, I know that in the end I'm going to be in you know, in good position in the tournament.
It is so important, though, for the PGA to have those club pro champions there. Because really, you look at it, and they just spend so much time talking about it and how, you know, that's really where you're connected. It's it's where the fan becomes the pro, and then, hey, this is my guy at Pepper Pike,
Sure.
and look at him, he's on national television.
Oh, no question. I mean, that's the golden carrot in our profession from the competitive side of things. Years ago, I think there used to be 35 or 40 club professionals that were able to compete every year in the PGA Championship. And over the years, it's kind of dwindled away a little, but it's kind of set at 20 right now. And like I said, it's just such a great experience to be able to be out there with the world-class players and, you know, be elbow to elbow with them. And, you know, if we are fortunate to play well there, that's just icing on the top.
What's the most difficult part of that?
I got to tell you, last year we had that fog delay at Whistling Straits. I was supposed to play about 8 in the morning, and we didn't tee off till about noon. And the atmosphere in an event changes considerably from practice rounds to tournament Thursday. But in addition, Thursday morning could be a little more quiet, but by Thursday at high noon, and I remember teeing off the 10th hole at Whistling Straits. Boy, I had a dry mouth, and I was nervous. I mean, they must have been 20 deep around the tee, and it's a really unique short little par 4, dogleg left, and there's a lot of garbage to left, so the gallery has to be positioned up the entire right side, and there had to be thousands of people on this hole. At least it felt like that. And you just tee your ball up, take a deep breath, say a little prayer, and let it rip. And I was fortunate. I birdied the last hole last year, and at least gave some of my family and friends that were followed a little bit to cheer about early.
The weird fans are like, who's that guy? A lot of times when you were doing
Oh,
that?
no question, because what happens is there's a lot of fans that are trying to get autographs from the players. Well, I kind of try to stay out of the way because obviously they'd probably rather have Darren Clark's autograph on that flag than mine. But a lot of people just want autographs, and they know you're part of the event, and they respect that. And I think they know there's 20 club professionals there, and you know, we're very accepted there among the tour players. A lot of people ask me, how are you well received or not? And I said, you know, nobody pushes us out of the way. But I said sometimes I feel like their little brother out there on the sand lot. You know, it's cool and all, but once the games start, you know, hey, watch out. So, but they're very cordial to us, and once again, it's just a great week to be out there with them.
Sounds good. So let me just make sure we get the facts straight. Would you rather play in a PGA Championship or the '86 Barron Cup at Brooklyn?
Boy, I'd like a little redo on that '86 Barron Cup. I remember the last time you and I were on the ice together, you took it to us back in high school.
That's a long
I think
time
that
ago.
was the worst defeat I ever experienced. But certainly playing it at PGA certainly outweighs it all.
Well, we are fans, and everyone will be rooting for you, not only this week, but we're going to be rooting for you down in Georgia as well. Rob Moss, we appreciate your
Thanks,
time.
Andy.
Thank you.
Great being with you.